going on, people? Welcome back to the Kicking It Dolo podcast. It's your host, your boy, Dolo J, man. I've been pumping these episodes out lately, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all starting to come back around and show me the views that y'all was showing me before I took my little sabbatical, little break or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all keep liking, commenting, subscribing if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, make sure you go download the episode, follow the podcast, and make sure you leave a nice review. Also, if you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever else you listen to your podcast, man, I really appreciate what y'all been doing. I really wish y'all would like the video a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? We could try and get that up. I've been trying to get 3 likes on my last video, and that hasn't been working out too well. But, you know, in time, stuff is going to come. Did I get a little upset about it? Yes. But, you know, I had a long talk with a friend of mine, and I basically decided that I'm not going to get upset about that, and I'm going to keep doing my thing and just let whatever come, you know what I'm saying? If it takes forever for 3 people to like the video, just so be it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I do. You feel me? So y'all already know how the new intro goes. Y'all know what we do, how we do. So without further ado, let's get into the episode, man.
I can see the whole world sitting in my hand, amazing views. We finna break the rules, and we gon' make them too. I can't fall asleep, I gotta stand tall, that's what a leader do. Follow me, I'm leading you. Hey, we finna turn up, crank up the heat, hell, they finna burn up. Told them I'm coming, I'm here, tell them they time up. I said it once, I'ma say it again, this will be my year. I ain't gon' show no fear, I know that I'm built to equip for what God want me to do. I'm number 1 out the 2, it don't know where I'ma lose.
So, all right, on today's episode, we're going to basically talk about 2 games. We're going to talk about the Monday Night Football game, and we're going to talk about the game that transpired last night between the Eagles and the Vikings, excuse me. But, yeah, man, heartbreaker of a loss for us on Monday night. I'm glad I dropped the episode before the actual game came, you know, because I wasn't really in the mood to really talk afterwards, you know. You can say I put a lot of stock on my team, but I really just be wanting my team to win every game, as a fan should. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be optimistic and stuff like that, but you know me, I really just like to. I'm starting to dive in more to my fandom of the team that I represent, the Buffalo Bills. And if you don't know, now you know. You feel me? But it's still Bills Mafia. You know what I'm saying? We only own 1. It's just 1 game. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the best game. Josh Allen went 29 of 41 for 236, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Also had a lost fumble, 6 carries for 36 yards. James Cook had 12 receptions for 46 yards. Stephon Diggs 10 receptions for 102 yards and a touchdown. And it was just a really, really demoralizing game, especially at the beginning. On the 4th play of the opening drive for the Jets, Aaron Rodgers ended up tearing his Achilles. Initially, you know, a lot of people thought it was an ankle injury and stuff like that, so maybe he would have missed a few weeks. You know what I'm saying, at best. But once we got the news that it was a torn Achilles, I want to say it was the day after we got it. Now, their coach, Coach Saleh, basically was saying after the game it doesn't really look good. Garrett Wilson was talking, basically saying, like Aaron Rodgers told him at halftime, hey, I'm sorry, kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's real demoralizing to see Aaron Rodgers go down like that in the manner in which he did. You know what I'm saying? As a fan of the sport within itself, not just a fan of the Buffalo Bills, man, it's real hard to see. And I don't want anybody to be injured. I always want us to, you know, because these are human beings. But also I want my team to beat every team. You know what I'm saying? If we win, I want us to win when the team is playing their best and they're at full strength. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Jets end up rallying around. A little bit of help from Josh Allen, I'm not going to lie. You know, just not making the right reads, staring down his receivers, not going through his progressions properly. You know, stuff, you know, just a little bit of jitters. The first interception was, I guess they say it was a punt, but to me, he could have took off and possibly got the first down. It was just Josh Allen being Josh Allen, and there's 2 Josh Allens. You got the Josh Allen that's going to perform and do well and spectacular, who's a possible top 5 quarterback in the league, and then you got a Josh Allen who is very turnover prone and, you know, very giddy with the ball. Makes questionable decisions, things of that nature. So we got the latter in this game, and Zach Wilson did his thing. He kind of managed the game well. He didn't really give the game away. The team also rallied around him, given the fact that Aaron Rodgers was already injured. So the team, you know, if you know about the Jets and Zach Wilson, they didn't really have the utmost confidence in him. So for the team to rally around him, and they really just turned up on all three phases of the ball. But Wilson in the game went 14 to 21 for a buck 40, one touchdown, one interception, 4 carries for 6 yards. Brees Hall was having a heck of a game. It's just something about the Bills defense. We are terrible against the run. Brees Hall had 10 carries for 127 yards. Garrett Wilson with that spectacular touchdown catch to tie the game up. He had 5 receptions for only 34 yards, but a touchdown. But it was a big touchdown to tie the game. And Whitehead had his 3 interceptions. Xavier Gibson had the game-winning punt return touchdown in overtime, 65 yards. It was just a really, really difficult game for me to watch. I was going to cut the game off with like 4 minutes left. I was on the phone with my homeboy, Jawan, you know what I'm saying? And we was just talking about stuff we see in the game and how the game was going to play out and how it's transpiring and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? He's a real smart football guy. He really knows like coverages and who's supposed to do what. So, it's somebody I lean to, a lot of times for certain football knowledge and stuff like that. So, me and him I usually watch the game with him, or, I'll be on the phone with my boy, we just be chopping it up, talking about the game, Also talk about prize picks. I'm going to get back into prize picks, and possibly, might start to be Dolo's picks coming soon. Maybe. I'm going to go a couple weeks to see if I get on a little hot streak and, I'm going to play the field a little bit and, just work around it. But I don't want to just come out the gate and just give y'all some picks without, diving into it first. Make a little bit of cheese off of it. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, just a demoralizing game for us, bro. Demoralizing game for us. I really like the drive we did to go down and tie the game at 16. The Jets end up taking the lead, but we went down and Stephon Diggs, he encouraged Josh Allen, and I was watching him and Von Miller basically talk about the game. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they both behind their guy, and we already know the type of image the media tries to portray of Stephon Diggs, that he's a diva and that he's a prima donna, and he gets a little too emotional on the sidelines. But when I was watching him and Von Miller basically speak, I got the chance to, see his perspective from things. And they were talking about it was a portion of the episode where they were talking about basically leadership style. And, Stephon Diggs was like, I pointed to my head and I was saying, like, play smart, you know what I'm saying? Which is what you want to tell your quarterback. Now, the way the camera might show it, it might show that he's trying to show Josh Allen up, or he might be getting upset, but he's just passionate about what he does and he wants to win. That's the reason why he left Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to win. So, with that being said, hopefully we bounce back. That's my speaker, excuse me. But hopefully we bounce back against the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They end up picking up a week 1 victory against the Broncos. Not the best game. It was kind of a back and forth game. But I really expect Josh Allen to not turn the ball over. And at the beginning of the game, he was taking his checkdowns. He was hitting James Cook out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? They were running the ball, but it's like they got a little too antsy with the play calling, and Josh Allen got a little too antsy with the ball. So this Sunday, we're going to see how they turn out, man, and hopefully they can bounce back, bro. But let's get to the Monday night game. I mean, not the Monday night game, but let's get to the Thursday night game, the game that transpired last night. The Eagles end up winning 34-28. Jalen Hurts, 18-23, 193, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 12 carries, 35 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, boy. Boy. I'm going to take a drink of water on that, excuse me. Yeah, man. But boy. 28 carries for a $175 and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions for 131 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown had 4 receptions for 29 yards. Not the game that he had the previous week against the Patriots. Kirk Cousins, 31 of 44 for 364, 4 touchdowns. Madison, 8 carries for 28 yards. Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettis, 11 receptions, 159 yards. Addison, he had 3 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown. And Hawkinson had 7 receptions for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, the first half of this game was kind of back and forth. I believe it was a total of maybe 4 or 5 turnovers in the first half. Like, the Vikings could have won this game if they didn't have as many turnovers as they had. Now, Kirk Cousins, he didn't really have the best pass protection in the first half. He got a touchdown to Hawkinson, his first of 2, but they really was not blocking a lick in the first half. And then they came out in the second half, and they fumbled on the opening kickoff after they received the opening kickoff and allowed the Eagles to go down and really put some points up on the board. The Eagles were really doing their thing, man. Like they were really, at the beginning of the third quarter, it really like it was gonna be a runaway. And then Kirk Cousins said, "All right, hold my beer." You know what I'm saying? And boom, turned it up. It's just like he had better pass protection. If he had that type of pass protection throughout the game, I say the Vikings win. And this is the second game where the Eagles went kind of ugly. 2-0 is 2-0, but it's not like Jalen Hurts is seeing the field as well he was seeing last season, at least through the first two games. Now, we might go later on down the line, and basically, Reese might become better. The rest starts to knock off coming in that the season is just starting. But first two games don't really look the best for the Eagles. They both had big leads in both games, and just somehow let the teams crawl back. Whether it be like playing lazy or what I'm saying, just thinking they already have the game won, and really it's just like they think teams are gonna lay down. Now they had a couple games last season as well in which they were down and they had to come back, but it's like the opposite of that this season. It's like they get up and then they relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They kind of, I wouldn't say they celebrate, but they're like, oh, we got them. We got them. You know what I'm saying? They finna lay down. They ain't got too much fight left, and they let the Patriots creep back last week. It was only a 5-point game, and they let the Vikings creep back this week. You know what I'm saying? But the turnovers for the Vikings, Cousins, Powell, Madison, and Justin Jefferson all fumbled the football, and they lost all 4 fumbles. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of scary for the Eagles. You won the turnover battle 4-1, but you only won the game by 6 points. So, I wouldn't say it's too much of a concern. Just something to possibly look at and go over. Something the coaching staff might want to touch on, during the week when they have film study. Like, yeah, we can't be, we can't be letting teams creep back into the game. We got to put our foot on their necks from Jump Street, and really just try and dominate. And another thing I want to talk about from this game is A.J. Brown. Now, I know I've said this on the previous episode. I want to say it was in the playoffs last season. I want to say it was probably the divisional round, but A.J. Brown, when he does not have a good game and his team is winning, why are you getting upset? I understand you want the football, but y'all are up. Like him and Jalen Hurts basically had to be separated on the sideline, and I think that part of that might have, affected the play of the team going, into the game. Not into the game, but, from that point on for the rest of the game. It might have affected them a little bit. Now, I understand, playing at the level that you're at, being a high competitor, and you want the ball, you want to make a difference, and you want to put up some stats. But, bro, y'all are winning. And I've said this before, bro, y'all are winning. Just because you don't have the best stats. Okay, you have 4 catches for 29 yards. So what? I'll have 1 catch for 1 yard if we win. I don't care, bro. Like, the ultimate goal in the NFL is to win. And how the Eagles have shown, sometimes you don't win the best way, and sometimes it's not the prettiest. But getting upset that you're not getting the ball, bro, is just something I'm not really rocking with. Now, I highly doubt it carries over into next week. I could probably expect Jalen Hurts to look A.J. Brown's way a lot earlier. But it's just like, bro. And then I can understand being frustrated. It was one play, I want to say it was in the third quarter. The Eagles were just outside the red zone, and Jalen Hurts threw a perfect ball to A.J. Brown, and he got interfered with. Like, he hit, like, the defender grabbed his arm, like, right before the ball got there. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag for pass interference on the play, but, man, A.J. Brown, my guy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all were winning. No need to be upset. I understand you didn't have the best of nights, and you're a competitor, and you want to make a difference, my boy, but bro, y'all winning. It's just not your night, bro. It's not your night, but y'all still got the dub. I'm pretty sure him and Hurts are going to get over it. You know what I'm saying? They guys and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they're real tight-knit. So, I don't know, man. It just don't sit real with me. Like, why are you upset? Is it a money thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all winning, bro. As long as y'all win, as long as we win, I don't care what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's something they'll talk about. Him and Hurts will sit down and have a conversation about it. I don't think it's gonna linger too far into anything, but yeah, man. Just real weird for me, man. Real weird for me. But I'm gonna talk about maybe 2 or 3 possible games that I feel like NFL games that are gonna be good this week. I like the Chiefs and the Jags game. The Jags came back last week against the Colts. They usually always play each other really well, and the Chiefs looking to bounce back, man. Looking to bounce back from a disappointing loss on the opening game of the season, losing 20-21. They get Kelsey back. They get Chris Jones back. They agree to a 1 year deal with Chris Jones, and Kelsey's coming back off his knee injury, possible ACL strain or hamstring or something along those lines. But going back to their game last season in the divisional round, it was a extremely good game. So the Chiefs are hungry. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people trying to say, "Oh, it's over with for them." Da 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 da. But it's only one game. It's only one game. Especially if they bounce back and really decimate the Jags. You know what I'm saying? And be the Chiefs teams that we know them to be. Um, they gotta work on drops though. Sky Moore, Kadarius Tony especially. You got to work on your hands. You got to. You get paid to catch the football. You can't be dropping it. Now I understand a drop every now and again, maybe even two. But when the game on the line, bro, you got to come up. When the chips are pushed to the middle of the table, you got to come up with the ball, bro. Like I said on the previous episode, they had four chances. And it's not like Mahomes threw the ball away. He threw a slap to the receiver every trip. It's just the fact that them boys had butterfingers. Butterfingers. You know what I'm saying? Just like the candy bar. Butterfingers. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they don't really do too much. And we'll see how it is. I'm pretty sure Kelsey's going to be a huge help. I expect Mahomes to go to him early and often throughout the game and really just get him in the flow and get him, you know what I'm saying, get that chemistry back up. But another game I'm going to look at, Jets and the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, as we all know on Sunday Night Football, just completely and utterly decimated the New York Giants, a team that they swept last season. You know what I'm saying? But I really expected the Giants to do a lot better. They're going to be taking on the Jets. Like I said, at the opening portion of this episode, the Jets beat us 22-16. Last second, basically a walk, not really a walk off, but a punt return for a touchdown in overtime. Zach Wilson did not even need to see the field in overtime, so it's kind of I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be a good team. Two very good defenses. Dak is playing well. The offensive line is playing well. We gonna see if the Jets can rally around Zach Wilson again. And what I was telling my homeboy Jawan basically is Zach Wilson doesn't have to be Aaron Rodgers for the Jets to have success. They have a good enough defense. They have some decent receivers with Randall Cobb and you know what I'm saying, Alan Lazard. But they have a good running game. They have a good 1-2 punch with Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook. All Zach Wilson has to do is not turn the ball over and manage the game, make timely throws, and he'll be good. I'm not gonna say they're gonna end up winning the AFC East or anything like that, but they can find themselves in the playoffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Zach Wilson can just manage the game, Aaron Rodgers during recovery, he needs to, in my opinion, he needs to seek the advice and knowledge of Aaron Rodgers. Hall of Fame quarterbacks, been doing it for a long time. What, 15, 16 seasons? Something along those lines, man. So Zach Wilson needs to have A-Rod in his ear a lot. Go to him a lot. Ask him a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Aaron Rodgers is very receptive of that and gives him the information that, Zach Wilson needs in order for the Jets to have success this season. Because they have a good team. They have a stellar defense. Like I said, they have a good running game. They have decent receivers. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers was the missing piece for them. But he ultimately is out for the season. So it's Zach Wilson's time to step up and show them why he was picked so highly. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't have to be a world beater, bro. He does not have to be a world beater. He could be something similar to how Geno Smith does in Seattle. Manages the game, make timely throws, you know what I'm saying, and don't give the ball up. And I can really see the Jets possibly sneaking in and making a wild card. Possibly maybe like a 6 seed, maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe even a 5th seed. Something along those lines, bro. Something along those lines. So, yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting game to check out. And another game we're going to check out. At AFC East rivalry game, as you can say, the Dolphins versus the Patriots. Now, Tyreek Hill did his thug thizzle week 1. 215, 2 touchdowns, 11 receptions. Tua did his thing. He went for 466. I want to say he went for maybe two, three touchdowns, something along those lines, man. The Dolphins, the defense needs to shorten up a little bit. I didn't really too much like the fact of they gave up how they, went against the run game. They really allowed Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly to really do their thing. And the Chargers, I believe, went for 243 as far as rushing yards are concerned. So I'm really gonna need for them to, because I actually, when I was talking to my boy P Scott, Chop It Up with P Scott podcast on Spotify, make sure y'all go check him out, man. Make sure y'all go check him out. Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was talking to him, I don't know if it was my live or his live, but basically he asked me, because we're both Bills fans, like I said. I had the Dolphins, winning the AFC East, but it was more of their defense. But Tua making timely throws, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the best arm in the world, but like I was telling another friend of mine, basically, Tua's an accuracy guy. He makes timely throws. He puts the ball there when he needs to. He doesn't have to make the 50-yard bomb, 60-yard bomb. You know what I'm saying? Quick little screens, slant routes, you know what I'm saying? Little drags. Give it to, you know what I'm saying, Waddle and Tyreek Hill in space, and also run the ball decently with Mostert and stuff like that. Gesicki is on the Patriots, so this might be the Mike Gesicki game. Does he see more playing time? I understand Hunter Henry is, I believe, the starting tight end for the New England Patriots. So, but does Mike Gesicki, does he get a little bit more targets than usual? Does Mac Jones try and find him, given the fact that he's going against his former team? Who knows, man? Who knows? But I feel like it's gonna be a really, really, really good game. Wow, I'm already 21 minutes into the episode. That's crazy. But enough of the NFL. We're gonna move on to some college football, and then I'll possibly talk about maybe one or two NBA topics. I'll just do one NBA topic. The other one's a little too touchy for me. I'm not gonna really touch on that one. But two games that I see in college football that I believe is gonna be good. One, it's not really a lot of games this season. I mean, not this season, but a lot of games this week that I really are interested in watching. Of course, it's going to be Colorado and Colorado State. But the game before that, Tennessee and Florida. Now, I'm just real interested to see what Tennessee is going to do. Like I said, they're 2-0. I really want to see how Florida bounces back, man. Florida had abysmal week one. I believe they picked up a victory last week. But I just want to, it's just, it's an SEC game. And, you can also possibly throw Georgia and South Carolina in there. But I think that's going to be a little bit more lopsided in my opinion. But Tennessee and Florida is a game I'm going to be watching. Now, of course, Colorado and Colorado State. Colorado State's coach, Jay Norville. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Basically takes a little jab at Deion Sanders, basically saying when he talks to adults, he takes his glasses and his hat off. I really don't understand the reasoning behind saying something like that, or what is the purpose behind that. Shiloh, Deion's older son that's on the team that plays defense, he wears the exact same number that Deion wears, number 21. I want to say he's a safety graduate. I want to say he's a graduate transfer. But I believe he was on the Pat McAfee show and they asked him about it. And he was like, man, why do they keep doing this to themselves, man? Like every week the coach has something to say. Like y'all keep giving them bullet board material and y'all going, and it's looking like y'all going to keep losing. Like they already didn't need extra fuel because this is an in-state rivalry. It's Colorado and Colorado State. Granted, it's not one of the most talked about rivalries, you know what I'm saying, in college football, like Ohio State, Michigan, who else? Florida State, you know what I'm saying? It's not to the par of those guys, or Georgia Tech, or just going off the top of my head, some rivalries we know. It's not one of them. Georgia and Alabama over the last couple years, you know what I'm saying? But it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. An in-state rivalry nonetheless. But yeah, man, I don't know why he did that. I know Deion was talking to his players and basically trying to hype them up. You see what they saying about us? You see what they saying? Every week they got something to say about us, man. Every week. And I guess every week, you know what I'm saying, they're going to keep striking them down and keep knocking them down. You keep setting up the dominoes and they keep knocking them down, bro. So you know what I'm saying, I think Shador is going to have a big game. Think he's gonna have a big game. Travis Hunter's probably gonna have. He might not have a touchdown this game, but I think he's gonna have an interception. I expect the defense to really step up, and I want Dion. I know he wants to win, but I think he wants to win in dominating fashion, just to shut them up. You know what I'm saying? Win in dominating fashion to just put their foot on their necks and crush them. You feel what I'm saying? So, in-state rivalry. I don't understand the purpose of it. Like I said, Jay Norvell. I don't know if he was just trying to hype his players up or what. I don't really understand because I believe at the beginning of the press conference he didn't really want to talk about Dion like that, and I think as he might have, as the media day went on and as the press conference went on, probably got a little bit more agitated and just took a slight dig at him. I really don't understand the purpose of that, like I've said a couple times already. But I expect Colorado to come out firing from Jump Street. From Jump Street. Like I said, they don't need any more juice for this game, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's playing your rivals. You know what I'm saying? You want bragging rights. It's for the bragging rights of Colorado, basically. So, we'll see. We'll see. But the NBA topic that I'm going to talk about today is as we all know, I was covering FIBA and I really, you know what I'm saying, I kind of miss it. Hopefully I get a chance to watch EuroLeague this season. I'm going to look into how I can possibly, watch some EuroLeague games. But given the fact Kemba Walker's going over there, Jabari Parker's going over there, who else is going over there? I think it's one more player, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 2 or 3 NBA players that's going over there. But seeing what happened to Team USA this year in the FIBA World Cup, LeBron is assembling the Avengers. LeBron is assembling the Avengers. He showed interest that he wants to play in the Olympics. I know Devin Booker has shown interest. I think Steph Curry has shown interest. Possibly KD has shown interest. The type of guys we usually send over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they usually play the World Cup, but they usually play the Olympics. And it's different, it's on a grander scale, but the World Cup this year for me, it was a different brand of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Guys playing for the country, and I really got the chance to see it. Now, is this the last dance for LeBron? Does he go out on a high note, basically, and saying, does he call it quits afterwards, after the Olympics, or you know what I'm saying? Does he play another season? I think he plays another season, given the fact he wants Bronny to play with Bronny, and we already know Bronny suffered a cardiac arrest during USC. So going into this college basketball season, it's gonna be real interesting to see how he what happens with Bronny and what goes on. So I hope he gets a chance to showcase what he can do. I want to see him on the court for USC. You know what I'm saying? Bringing eyes back to the Pac-12 as far as basketball is concerned. We already know that UCLA is a premier school when it comes to basketball in the Pac-12. Also, Arizona is a premier school. Oregon, give or take the season, sometimes they'll play up to par as far as like basketball is concerned. But I gotta watch my Ducks this season as far as college basketball is concerned. I usually get around to it as far when everybody else does, start tuning around March Madness. But I want to be hands on and start playing and start not playing but start watching basically from game 1 of college basketball. And it'd be so many basketball games. Get to know the players, similar how I did with FIBA, similar how I'm doing now with college football. But yeah, man, I really want to get back into college basketball. It's been a minute. I haven't watched it since Oregon won the Final Four. I think that was the season North Carolina won the championship, and we only lost to them by 1. That's when we had Dylan Brooks, Tyler Dorsey, Peyton Pritchard, and we had a few other guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a little minute. And if you know college sports and you keep up with it, Peyton Pritchard's been in the league for a good amount of time. At least, 2-3 seasons. So it's been a while. It's been a while since I dove into college football. But enough yippering and yammering on. But LeBron, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like USA can take home the gold. But a lot of the players are older. But like I said, the Olympics is only 40 minutes. FIBA rules, you know what I'm saying? But these are guys that are used to playing in the Olympics. So, and used to playing in the World Cup. So I can really see USA actually getting the medal, going out for revenge. And like I said, LeBron is reassembling the Avengers. all it takes is one domino. LeBron comes, then probably Steph is gonna come, then KD's probably gonna come. Then you probably get somebody like Anthony Davis in there. Like I said, they're trying to get Joel Embiid to come. I feel like he'll play for Team USA. So yeah, a plethora of guys, but shout out to the guys that went this year for the World Cup, in finishing in fourth place. But I could really see us coming back, and you know what I'm saying, with the Avengers. Not saying that the Justice League were bad or anything, but you know the Avengers are the Avengers for a reason. Not to knock the guys that we sent down there, because I think we sent some pretty good players down there, but they were young guys. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really have a lot of FIBA experience. But I think USA is going to come back to prominence, kind of a last dance type thing, kind of a redeem team type thing. I think that's going to be the type of feel around it. But it's going to be real interesting to see as we get closer to the Olympics. You already know that I'm going to be covering it, and also various outlets and stuff like that. But this has been episode 38 of the Kicking It Dolo podcast. This has been your boy Dolo J. I appreciate y'all coming to kick it with me for this a little bit amount of time, for these 30 minutes or so, man. But like I said, man, y'all know what we do and how we do. So without further ado, I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.